Hey, out there in Facebook land, I'm going to give it a couple minutes. So a couple people come on. I don't expect very many people to come on just because of the time of day. All y'all should be out working right now. I know that it's been a little bit rainy here in the south, and not. I mean, we've had some pretty big storming going on here the last couple of days. But anyhow, I'm going to get in. I'm going to talk about a couple of things that have to do with cheap pricing and is it you? Is it your mindset? And I'm going to pick on Gene O'Neill a little bit as I do this. The reason I'm going to pick on Gene O'Neill is because there was a post that was done today by someone else talking about the cheap guy, talking about the cheap contractor, the cheap pricing, and something Gene O'Neill said that I think deserves a little bit of a response and deserves a little bit of stuff going on today. And William says it's snowing in Michigan today. I heard that was going to be happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with what Gene O'Neill said, and then I'm going to get into a little bit about explaining it and going a little bit deeper into it, and something that I think some of us need to look and change our mindset, and that's what Gene O'Neill said. So I'm going to switch screens to where I can see what he said because I want to read exactly what Gene O'Neill said. So Gene O'Neill said, I find it interesting. The majority always thinks it's price. Change your mindset. Learn from the loss and think of ways not making cost as much of a deciding factor. Do you actually know for sure another company quoted, and then in this case it was $299. They may have actually quoted more, but the customer threw a price at you as a reason. You got to create the want to hire your company and sell the sizzle, not the steak. Okay, and I want to talk about that a little bit as I go through this, because Gene's absolutely correct that sometimes you look at something, and I'm going to bring up that $99 a guy again, because to me, we need the $99 guy in the market to begin with, because there are people that want the $99 guy. But just because you see a price from a competitor, and I'm going to explain that here in a second, and how I can have a cheap price that's not cheap, okay, and how you can do the same thing, kind of build that value, because to me, pricing is also about value. So Gene O'Neill said, change your mindset. And I think he's right. And I think that's something that you should consider. When you're looking at pricing and you see a price of something that says it's $99 or it's $199 or it's $299, is that actually what it is? Now, sure, there are a lot of guys out there that are doing it for that $99 price point or that $199 price point. And sure, they're missing the boat, and some of them are going to go out of business, but some of them are using that more as a marketing ploy than they are anything else. It's really up to you to build that value and bring that value. And it's funny that this comes up because just yesterday I was talking with somebody about doing two large buildings, if you would. And these aren't commercial properties, but they're commercial properties in a sort of a sense. And without getting into explaining all that, so one of the things that we were looking at is the pricing of it. And so I can come out with a price sometimes, and I'm going to use that $299 price point, though I would never do, I wouldn't have any set price at $299. The minimums that I had were higher than that. But anyhow, so if I came in at a $299 price point on a house wash, it doesn't mean that that's what my house wash price is. So if you see a house wash price of, let's say, that $299, you have to look a little bit further and look a little bit deeper, because I myself might have come out with a price such as that. Again, I wouldn't do the $299, but then I build value in other things that we do. Again, if I'm doing like stained wood doors and I have to cover those stained wood doors, right? I'm going to charge extra. That's built into that price. Okay, so instead of saying it's $350, I'm going to go that $299, again, just for the argument of it, $299 plus the cost of doing this, plus the cost of doing the gutter brightening, plus the cost of doing the lower brick, plus the cost of, these are all things that help you build value into what it is that you're pricing. So I agree with Gene in that when you are looking at somebody's pricing, it's our mindset when we see that, oh, that person's charging $299. Is he? Well, in this case, they were charging that $299. And apparently they're a good company doing good work and that kind of thing. And well, how can they make money? I don't know. I would never do anything like that. I would never charge at a price point like that because there's too much involved. But you also have to understand when you're looking at somebody's pricing that there may be more involved. And just because the homeowner says, oh, well, that person was only going to charge me $299, you need to get into that next aspect of making sure you're comparing apples to apples. Okay, $299, that's great. No, I can't match that price, especially without knowing what it is that they're doing for that price, right? Then you can bring those things up and bring in the value of the things that you're doing. When you're hit with that price point disadvantage, well, I'm going to go with this guy because he's at that $299 price point. You're at $499, and it's just too big of a difference. So I'm going to go with this guy because he's cheaper. Okay, great. Hey, I don't mind that at all. Just curious what he's doing for that $299. Is he going to do this and is he going to do that? I try to shy away from or stay away from, I'm going to do this and I've got insurance and I've got the, because the odds are he probably has insurance. I'm not saying he does and he doesn't. I may end up mentioning that insurance price point, but I more want to go in and build value in what it is that I do or what it is that I've done or what it is that my company is going to do for you. Is he going to squeegee the ceilings? Is he going to tape electrical receptacles? Is he going to do this? And is he going to do that? Build back the value and quit worrying so much about that price point. In my mind's eye, it's kind of, you haven't sold the value of what it is that you do. Okay. I'm going to go to the comments here real quick. Wild West Wash Services. Hey, fam. I got my family back. I got to go spend a little bit of time with my family. I was very happy with that up there in Utah. Mr. Flip, what's up? Jeremy Brooks says, what are you battling about? Yeah, Jeremy, you and your yellow boots, you need to go back home, buddy. Yes, change your mindset. Hey, James. So James did it right this time because he's on StreamYard. It doesn't tell us who everybody is unless you give it permission to tell us who it is. So James is saying, hey, give the customer reasons to spend twice as much with you. I don't know who that user is, but that's exactly it. You need to build the value. You need to show them what it is that you do. And you can't necessarily look at a price point and say that price point is exactly what it is that you think you're seeing. They're building that price point out. Okay. So again, that $299 or that $99 guy, that can be a ploy on his part. And that cheaper price point can be a way for you to build the value in the other things. So again, going back to that one that I was talking about yesterday, 2 big buildings. And I suggested to him, they had big wooden doors that needed to be covered and needed to be hand cleaned. So those were 2 items that he could now raise that price. He could take that $299 price point, throw those in, and now he can, or not throw those in, throw a price on those. He's showing the value of those. He also had a lot of lower blocks that were heavily stained. Look, for me, let me clarify it this way. For me, a house wash is anything that's going to take a 1 to 1.5% mix or less. If I have to go over a 1.5% mix, hey, that's not part of my house wash. That's how I build out my company. If you don't do it that way, you're right. It's your company. You can do what you want. I'm just trying to help guide you in a little bit of a direction towards that $299 price point or that $99 guy. Just because you see it doesn't mean that's the reality of what it is. Okay. Facebook user says it's Chet, my buddy Chet here in Louisiana. Nice to see you on here, buddy. So cheap doesn't always have to be cheap. That's kind of where my point is. That's kind of where my mindset is going. I want to help you kind of change your mindset. You want to get your prices up there. And you need to understand that sometimes if somebody's got a low price, doesn't mean that is what their price actually is. You can build on low pricing to get a higher price point. Again, I would never come in at that $299 price point. I do think that that's a low price. My area, I want to get my prices up there. I want to help you guys get your prices up there. But I literally could start with a $299 price point and end up with a $1,000 house wash by the time I'm done. Okay. We've got some pretty big, difficult houses here in the Louisiana area. I know Chet's another one that's on here right now, and Chet's another one that gets those higher price points. We're in an area where, we sell on value, and that's what we preach it all the time, to sell on value. And if you don't know how, that's where you can use your extra items that you do to help you build that price point and get your value up there. Even if you start at that $299 price point. Are you removing window screens? It's something that you can charge for. Are you moving stuff from one area to another area? That's something that you can charge for. Are you brightening the gutters? That's something you can charge for. Are you cleaning out the gutters? You can charge. All these things, to me, again, if it's not a 1 to 1.5% mix, if I've got to go over that, that is something that I'm going to charge extra for. So I hope I got my point across, and I saw that and I wanted to share it with you all. And then Jeremy Brook is coming in saying, wear peach boots to estimates. You will close your leads. All right, that's it. I'm gonna be done with my rant. Just wanted to hop on and share that with y'all. Lewis says, I never really thought that there would be more to pricing. This is great info. Thank you. You're very welcome. For me, pricing is not a one size fits all. I don't think that there's too many people that do it wrong. It's your company. You do it your way. However, there are ways to build your value and show to customers what it is you do. I'm not the guy that likes that. Hey, I'm going to do that. That looks like a $350 house wash. Show them what it is. I'm going to outsell you based on just showing them what it is that I'm going to do, by educating them on what I'm going to do. That's it. I guess I'm off of my rant now. I just wanted to share that with you. I wanted to come in and pick on Gene for a very brief moment, because he's absolutely right. Change your mindset. That's my opinion. Change your mindset to be educational instead of confrontational. When you look at those things and you say, hey, this guy is super cheap. Is he really cheap? Don't know. Love you too, Jeremy. All right. Hey, guys, I'm out of here. I appreciate it. And thank you all.